Whenever I go back to the DC area, people are asking me, what's it like in Durham? What are you doing in Durham? And I love telling them about the community that we have here.
There's some grit to this city. It's not a patina, polished, sort of streetscape. And I think Durhamites wear that with some pride. We're not afraid of that.
People love Durham. They don't just like Durham, they love Durham.
I'm Yvette West, and I'm a retired nurse from Duke. It's been very difficult to find groceries and things that you expect living downtown, and I thought, well, it'd be great to have a little urban market.
I'm Ursula Mead. I'm the CEO and founder of In Her Sight, where women go for a better workplace. So women come to the site and they rate their companies on 16 factors that matter to women. And then we take all of that data and we use it to match women to companies that have what they're looking for.
Yeah, I'm Adam Klein, Chief Strategist at the American Underground. The American Underground now hosts 48% of our teams are led by a female or minority entrepreneur. The national average is 8%. So already Durham's doing something different.
Denise Hester, partner in M&M Real Estate Development and Consulting.
Larry Hester, partner. I'm the chairman of the board of the Durham Business and Professional Chain.
I'm Doug Spate, founder of Cathedral Leasing and the Code 2040 Entrepreneur in Residence for American Underground. My family's been in this city continuously in business since 1938, so we carry on that tradition, 3 generations of entrepreneurs. My father and grandfather had 8 companies in between them. I'm on number 4 for me. My sister has one. She's actually located in American Underground as well, so it's in genetics or something. It's in the blood. It
is, and that's, I think, part of why Durham succeeds, is that hard work and grit are built into the soil of this community.
I'm Rich West. I'm an entrepreneur as well, although in downtown Durham, I'm Mr. Yvette West. But I run a company in the medical diagnostics field, and that's my 4th over the last 20 years as CEO of all life science companies.
My name is Brandon Ho. I am the founder and CEO of Helium, and Helium makes professional-grade photography and filmmaking tools for smartphones.
We were not a city proximate to, a great body of water or really amazing forest or any sort of natural resources. We had people growing tobacco, doing textiles, those kinds of things. They were early entrepreneurs and people of industry.
So Washington Duke, we like to think of as one of the first entrepreneurs in Durham. He comes back from the Civil War with very little and starts his company, W. Duke & Sons, which later, under the leadership of his younger sons, becomes the American Tobacco Company, which greatly expands with the help of new technologies and innovations, and becomes the largest tobacco manufacturing company in the world.
First of all, demographically, Durham is one of the most diverse counties in the entire state. There's no racial majority anymore. Black Wall Street, contrary to the popular notion that it's a few blocks on Parish Street, was the entire area of Fayetteville Street, Pettigrew Street, and portions of downtown on Parish Street, where there were your black financial institutions. I think that's where the Wall Street moniker comes from. But in reality, it was the business owners who were along Fayetteville Street and Pettigrew Street, your small business owners, who actually were profitable enough to help capitalize Mechanics and Farmers Bank and later Mutual Savings, and also North Carolina Mutual Life, because had it not been for these businesses making profits and reinvesting those profits and investing them in local financial institutions, there would have been no Black Wall Street effect.
The Durham Business and Professional Chain was organized in 1937.
It was founded during the depths of the Jim Crow era, because a lot of the repression at the time was legal. So people had to figure a way to prosper collectively, and that's one of the strengths of the organization, is collective work.
My grandfather, Theodore Roosevelt Spate, was one of the founding members of the Durham Business and Professional Chain. He had this vision for providing automotive service to the black community that was growing in terms of its professional class. And he went to his two fiercest white competitors and said, hey, I have this vision, here's what I want to be able to do. And both of them turned to him and said, how can we help? And they actually loaned him equipment, they loaned him supplies, and got him off the ground. And they became mentors over the course of his entire life, and they were great friends. That can only happen in Durham. That's the only thing. It was 1938. That just did not happen anywhere.
And one of the things that we try to do is to help businesses expand beyond the cultural economy into the mainstream, to do more business in various places. And now, you know, with the advent of the internet and global economics, that's an exciting territory.
80% of Research Triangle Park is in Durham, gets going in 1959. All the way up to now, what I talk about is that we're in like chapter 6 of Durham's entrepreneurial story.
There were 4 things that were critical to us when we were looking for our next location. Tech, talent, cost of living, and diversity, those were the things that drew us to Durham.
How do you create a community where entrepreneurs want to be, creative class people want to be? I think Durham's had the good fortune to have public sector leaders and partners who have done that. Durham is the startup capital of the South. The mayor, Mayor Bell, has said that time and time again. I love it when it rolls off his tongue so well.
We know that we're surrounded by other entrepreneurs who are in the same boat as us. And this is a community that is really focused on helping each other. Here, I can walk across the hallway and have a conversation with someone like Ricky Rollman from Written Word Media, and she can transform our business metrics that month and going forward. That's the type of help and assistance that I'm not sure you can find anywhere else.
It takes an entrepreneurial ecosystem to make a company successful, and that means accountants, lawyers, human resource professionals, and experienced entrepreneurs. You have to put all those things together with an idea to create a company.
The process of launching a product like this for me was, went through the design process and then launched it on Kickstarter. I mean, during the preparation for the Kickstarter campaign, I was very fortunate to actually, in a very serendipitous way, meet someone who works for Kickstarter here in Durham. I think there are lots of Kickstarter campaigns from around the Durham area simply because there are a large number of creators in the Durham area. But beyond that, I think one of the things that people don't really talk about is that there's a strong sense of community.
There are a number of organizations like Council for Entrepreneurial Development that help companies to grow. There's capital here, there are state programs that support entrepreneurs like the North Carolina Biotech Center.
One of the key constraints that we've always had was startup capital. And now, with each of the universities in the Triangle establishing their own angel funds, there'll be an availability of capital for people of color at North Carolina Central, at students, graduate students at each of the Triangle universities.
It's a community that's a little bit broader than Durham that's very helpful to startups like ours.
People are also incredibly supportive of local. There's many examples of that. Ryan Ingram, he graduated from NCCU, who started Bull City Candles, Mad Popper, Fillery. There's so many local businesses that are attempting to get off the ground, and we are too, and so we help each other.
People come into Bodega, we go to their restaurant. It's a symbiotic relationship to work here and live here.
I think the thing for me living downtown is we're living the growth of downtown. So we're living while every day I see how the 36-story city center is going up.
27.
Oh, is it 27? I keep making it bigger.
Casting some vision for the Durham of 10 years from now, the Durham of 2027, I think is going to be really important.
Finding the underutilized assets and helping them build up. And I think that's the way you build a community. It's really from the ground up.
So the more that you can help bring up the bottom, the rising tide lift all boats, and we have to make that a reality for people who have not had the benefit of being able to participate.
If we can advance that work and African American, Latinx founders, female founders can say, you know what, there's a city that's doing something very different. They've built a set of resources, they've built a community and a culture that welcomes diversity, then I think we got a chance to build something that becomes a national destination incorporates people in our community who have ideas, who are going to stay here long term and build those into companies, and people nationally who want to be a part of that. And what resources and infrastructure components are going to be needed to get there? How do we support really fantastic fiber optic infrastructure across our city so that anybody anywhere can get online with incredible speeds and access to that kind of infrastructure? The parking solutions that I talked about, creative approaches to affordable housing so that lots of people in our community have ownership over our downtown. I think that's going to be really important.
It's a really exciting time in Durham right now because you see this level of camaraderie that doesn't exist everywhere. You see the right confluence of resources coming together with startup capital at the universities, angel funds, and the like. So it's the right mixture. It's a really volatile mixture, and it's a fun time to be in the city.